Hello YouTube and welcome to part 4 of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Extinction playthrough. There was a lot of offline farming. It took me about 2 to 3 hours. So we're going to start the video by recapping what was done offline as opposed to just diving straight in. So we are in Majula because I realized something and I want to kind of use this as benchmarks. So first thing that's important, setup. I have dual crossbows that I've switched to lightning. It actually made everything worse, but I wasn't going to fix it. Worldwide deaths, because we're playing it offline, only tracks us. So we're starting this episode with 43 deaths. We'll check back in at the end of the episode. And that is how we will start and end every episode going forward. So it'll also kind of highlight if I farm things offline, like you can see my health bar is not how we left it. It'll highlight just how well that went. So first thing to note is a quick little walk, quick little jog. When we killed Lucia at the end of last part, all of her items dropped into the water, which were then forcibly spawned up top to where she was, and she drops the lockstone. That leads back to Tower of Flame. We're going to close that up again. And this way leads to... Gotta keep running. Gotta keep running. Just 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 keep running. We have to keep this man alive for the Dark Lurker area. He also sells some interesting stuff.
No matter.
And then just past him is the Huntsman Copse bonfire, so I lit that. Go to Los Bastille. Because I was running over to McDuff to switch out my dual crossbows into dual lightning crossbows. Again, giant mistake. Caused the Hyde's Knights, despite picking up... Welcome back from the ads. Despite picking up 12 damage and scaling, I was dealing 2 less damage and attack to the Hyde Knights. So I lost 14 damage by switching them to lightning infusion. Terrible idea. But I despawned everything leading to McDuff's just so we could quickly grab the teleport to McDuff for restocking on arrows. So if we need to do infusions or we need to buy crossbolts, I need to buy crossbolts actually. I'm down to 500. I'll burn all of my souls on that and barely make a dent in the things that I'm missing. But I can infuse all of my gear here. I just don't have anything but raw stones and pale stones. Yeah. I can undo them with pale stones and go back to full power, but I'm not going to.
Flame.
So we've gone to Huntsman Copse, we've gone to McDuff's workshop. So we're going to go over here to Hyde's Ruin. There was one enemy that was preventing the bonfire here, being that knight up there. Unfortunately, after you beat Dragon Rider, this enemy and the Hyde Knight who was sitting right here, will aggro to you at that bonfire. So they, along with everybody else, had to die. While I'm standing here, our friend up here in the Cathedral of the Blue, I'm not going to buy anything from him because I don't care. In theory, I should be using this as a buy all magics playthrough because I'm just going to kill everything to get that achievement, but it's a Steam achievement, who cares? Steam achievements mean less than gamer score and platinum trophies, which already mean nothing.
Transient, this is begone. Transient be, you would never make a Knight of the Blue, and I have nothing more to say. Begone.
This man's pretty rude.
You are my greatest challenge. This is the ultimate challenge.
Guys, this is the ultimate challenge right here. You heard him.
Great Sentinel, lead me home.
Oh. Right, game options. I turned the audio down while I was farming so I could watch YouTube videos, which did lead to a few deaths. But yeah, that was the greatest challenge right there. So your daggers can stun lock just about every NPC in the game. You just have to watch their reset animation from being hit. Because if they finish that reset animation, they can then go into being aggressive. But if they never finish that animation, they can't be aggressive. So where I went wrong with Lucia is I was trying to do the double swipe to get bleed, when I should have just kept whacking her with one hand. Sure, it was 52 damage a tick, but she would have died. I should probably put bleed on that dagger to deal with NPCs. Bleed or poison. Yeah, so she is now this tombstone, so I can buy stuff from her for, what is it, 2,000 souls? 7,000 souls. And then I started walking over here to see if the first bonfire on the way to No Man's Wharf was free like Huntsman Copse or Grave of Saints. It's not. Just like Tower of Flame, you have to go through enemies. To be fair, we did just rest at a bonfire. So I don't know why I thought I'd be able to get away with a second immediate bonfire, but, you know. Oh. Next, first death, I need to go back and show something. Soul of Breath. Proud Knight, Old Knight Halberd. You know what? I'll just do it now. Stats-wise, I leveled up a few times. I'm trying to get to 18 Faith and 10 Attunement so I can put Homeward on instead of using Homeward Bones. Before we progress, there is one more note of offline that was taken care of. Forest of Giants, Cardinal Tower. So I was correct. There is a whatchamacallit. There is a hidden wall over here. I just forgot how hidden walls work in Dark Souls 2. So the way hidden walls work in Dark Souls 2 is you press U's on the wall and it opens up a door. You don't attack it like you do in Dark Souls 1 and 3. You open it like it's a door. There are some in not Lost Bastille. There are definitely a lot in Lost Bastille. There are some in No Man's Wharf, which is where we're going. There's no prompt. You just mash X while sniffing walls. I'll show it off in No Man's Wharf when I get to one of them. There's a few of them in No Man's Wharf. Yeah, F Extra Life has a guide of where all of them are. There aren't that many in this game. So if completionist is something that interests you, just pull up the guide. Also, I don't remember there being anything like game-breaking being in any of these hidden walls. What was in that one was a sorcerer's staff. This leads down to No Man's Wharf. This leads to a royal... Yeah, this leads to this guy. Good defense. Sublime Bone Dust, also known as Estus Flask +1. If you have a bunch of Bonfire Aesthetic, what you can do is use them on the previous bonfire and just burn your Estus Flask up. At the cost of 2 enemies you can run past to open that chest. Unless I'm misremembering and it's metal chests that you need to, new game cycle to refresh. Because there's this weird thing about some chests refresh on Bonfire Ascetic and some refresh on, actual new game cycle. Hey, didn't you get the memo I killed all your friends already? Go back to sleep. Ooh, I might have shot myself. Oh no, never mind. That's the way to No Man's Wharf. What is behind? What is behind this, sir? I see your friends. Oh, it's to go up there. Okay. Is that a Mastodon Knight? Yeah. What is a Mastodon Knight doing up there? This doesn't even connect to that location in any capacity. There's the next bonfire. It has so few enemies between the last bonfire and it. Okay, so No Man's Wharf is an area we're going to clear out and then have to walk our sorry butt all the way back so we can light up these torches. Because No Man's Wharf has really weird connections with the concept of light. Which makes it actually really interesting. Not a mimic. When we do run into a mimic, I'll point out how I can tell. Because the tell for a mimic in this game is really obvious. Sure, let's go Shade Bradley. Let's go have some fun. We are so comically overleveled, I don't even think about these things anymore. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be an alternative location choice to going through the Cardinal's Tower. And we've already despawned the Cardinal's Tower, so I'm not worried about anything in this area. Which is just gonna make, for comedy, when I die. You having fun, Bradley? You haven't hurt that man. You're just casting force over and over and over again. Hello, Luca Tale of Mara. I don't remember if there's a hidden wall in this one. Okay, there is, but there isn't.
I thought that might be you. You haven't changed a bit, have you? The longer I am here, the more madness I discover. A wretched place indeed, but not without traces of its former glory. What could have caused such degradation? Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for humoring me the other day. This is for you. Of course, I've no idea what it is. Our land of mirror is surrounded. There is only one way. My family had little with two things.
Yes, so the quests in this game, you have to summon NPCs and have them survive 3 boss fights to get their gear. The common solution for Lucatiel of Mera is this boss fight coming up. Just do it 3 times. It's a relatively easy boss fight, especially when the goal is just to keep her alive. There's that guy. Who's a dingus and chucks bombs. If you're looking for some kind of, like, efficiency for using this, it is fire one-handed, fire two-handed. That gives you, I believe, the most damage per minute. Because the reload for one hand is faster. And then you tend to get a stagger fairly quickly. Somewhere around here, I remember there being a secret door. Just don't remember where. Anyway, we want to clean this area up down here. Kind of makes me wish I kept our friend around. Okay, so the dogs need 2. Could have done that much more efficiently with the sword. I just felt like using the crossbows at this moment in time. I do have to be careful because those oh, they have sippies. These flasks right here is fire oil. So if you stand in the oil and get soaked in it and then get shot by fire, you explode. Also, I appreciate that man can just float without a chair. He is dedicated to leg day. There's the entire brigand set. Oh, these guys drop arrows. Nice. Gonna let you think about what you did over there. Still not a mimic. I remember the first mimic in this game being really far in. Like, you've let down your guard far into the game. That dude's just hanging out. The sounds of furious button mashing. Is it? I remember the first mimic being fairly early on. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Or maybe I take a really weird pathing in Dark Souls 1. Now we go up these stairs, and this is where things get a little spooky. Oh, okay. I knew I missed something. So this enemy right here, no fear, just hanging out on the ledge, vibing. But if you walk over here and use a Pharaoh's Lockstone, you light that, which A, gives all of the enemies a lot more radius for detection. That man just follows you around and is non-hostile, but the rules of the playthrough are the rules of the playthrough. And because I lit the torch, all the Dark Lurkers go and hide. Another scimitar. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've always heard the bell that brings the ship into dock, but I've never noticed that it was right there. Never looked for it either. It is indeed co-blind. Hey, Dark Lurker. Hello, sir. A Seabo! Drops I've never gotten before. I am not familiar with that item at all.